Welcome to Orange Picks. Today I am going to list 20 very good movies that you should watch. After watching these movies, the meaning of your life can change. You can find yourself in a different dimension. That's why I strongly recommend you to watch this video to the end, because every movie in the ranking will fascinate and excite you. Let's get started.
I hear anybody saying no. It's always yes sir, yes ma'am.
Triangle of Sadness is a black comedy drama film about a model couple on a luxury cruise for the super rich. During the trip, the couple encounters characters ranging from Russian oligarchs to arms dealers, from paralyzed women to lonely millionaires. The film mercilessly criticizes the distortions of today's society and includes scenes that make the audience both laugh and think. Winner of the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival and the recipient of many awards, including Oscar nominations, this film is a must-see.
This is really bad. This is really, really bad.
Here we go.
Nope is a 2022 science fiction horror film written and directed by Jordan Peele. The movie tells the story of two brothers raising horses in California who encounter an unidentified flying object after metal objects fall from the sky. The brothers' struggle for survival and their attempt to unravel the mystery of the flying object are reflected on the screen in exciting and frightening scenes. Like Peele's previous films Get Out and Us, it is a great production that contains social criticism and takes the audience on a thrilling adventure. If you haven't seen it before, you are very lucky.
Where you end up at the top of the mountain. It's the one you never wake up from.
Larry, didn't you and he used to be the best of friends?
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not?
Sit somewhere else.
The Banshees of Inisherin is a 2022 tragicomedy film written and directed by Martin McDonagh. The film depicts the dramatic end of a relationship between two friends living on an imaginary island off the west coast of Ireland. After deciding to end a friendship, Colm, unable to withstand the insistence of his other friend P. Drake, begins to self-harm. Set against the backdrop of the Irish Civil War in the 1920s, it is a movie that makes the viewer both laugh and feel emotional. Winner of the Best Actor and Best Screenplay awards at the Venice Film Festival, this film should be on your watch list.
Now, if I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you.
But you didn't do anything to me. I just don't like you no more.
You liked me
Never
yesterday.
to make your evening as pleasant as possible.
The Menu is a 2022 comedy horror film directed by Mark Mylod. The movie tells the story of a famous chef who prepares a rich menu full of surprises in a restaurant on a private island. The dark secrets, shocking truths, and blood-curdling events that unfold during the meal make the audience both laugh and fear. Give this breathtaking movie a chance as it depicts the guests' struggle for survival and the chef's mysterious purpose.
This is what you're paying for.
Get out of my way.
It's all part of the menu.
It's okay.
No, we're gonna die today.
Tetris.
It's the perfect game.
Tetris is a 2023 biography drama film directed by John S. Baird. The film tells the story of Alexei Pajitnov, the creator of Tetris, one of the world's most popular video games, and businessman Hank Rogers' adventures during the Cold War. It is an exciting true story of the duo taking great risks and overcoming obstacles in the Soviet Union to bring Tetris to the masses. Don't miss this inspiring biographical movie.
Guys are the kings of cliffhangers.
Not too bad.
타임 암호를 거셨다 드디어.
와이파이도 다 끊기고.
여기 있네.
쏟아지는 와이파이를 줄까?
Parasite is a 2019 comedy thriller film directed and written by Bong Joon-ho. The movie tells the story of a poor family trying to take advantage of a rich family by infiltrating their home. Criticizing the class distinction and greed between families, the movie both makes the audience laugh and offers a story full of suspense. It won many awards at the Cannes Film Festival, including the Palme d'Or. It is a very successful movie with the sincerity of the acting and the harmony of the chosen locations. Barbarian is a 2022 horror thriller written and directed by Zach Kreger. The movie tells the story of a woman who discovers that the house she rented from Airbnb is not what it seems. When she discovers a secret tunnel in the house, she finds herself in a nightmare. A terrible secret hidden in the house puts her life in danger. As she tries to escape from the house, she confronts the landlord and his collaborators. If you want to experience moments of suspense, this movie is for you.
I said, are you gonna pay for that?
Oh my God. Sorry, man.
Tomorrow, you have the option to do another job, okay?
What do I have to do?
Emily the Criminal is a 2022 thriller film written and directed by John Patton Ford. The movie tells the story of a woman named Emily who gets involved in credit card fraud and gets drawn into the criminal world of Los Angeles. Emily faces the consequences of her mistakes and struggles to survive, making the audience both tense and curious. The dangers, surprises, and bloody events she encounters provide the audience with thrilling moments. The movie features an all-star cast including Aubrey Plaza, Theo Rossi, and Gina Gershon.
You told me it was a one-time thing with her.
I want my cut.
I just want everything!
People just keep taking from you until you make the goddamn rules yourself. Wait, what?
Let me ask you something. What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
No Country for Old Men is a 2007 neo-Western crime thriller film directed by brothers Joel and Ethan Coen and based on the novel of the same name by Cormac McCarthy. The film is set in the desert region of Texas in 1980. It tells the story of a hunter who finds more than $2 million after a drug deal goes wrong near the Rio Grande, and the violence and chaos that ensues. The cat-and-mouse game between hunter Llewellyn Moss trying to get away with the money, the ruthless hitman Anton Chigurh chasing him, and the local sheriff Ed Tom Bell makes the audience both tense and curious.
Hey, what's up? I'll leave you alone forever now.
Scott Pilgrim vs. The World is a 2010 romantic action comedy film. In the movie, Scott Pilgrim must battle 7 evil EXEs in order to date the love of his life, Ramona Flowers. Scott Pilgrim's adventures, filled with video game and comic book aesthetics, both make the audience laugh and thrill. Released in North America on August 13, 2010, after screening at the Cannes Film Festival, this critically acclaimed film is a must-see.
Twins.
At the same time? If you want something bad, you have to fight for it. Step up your game, Scott.
If you are tired of searching for the best movie, why don't you put me to work for you? Let me do the work for you and pick the best from every genre every week. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's great to work for you.
A single red ant could have eaten it fast.
Dragged Across Concrete is a 2019 crime thriller film. The movie stars Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn as 2 police detectives who are suspended for violence. The story follows the detectives as they enter the world of crime due to financial difficulties and the dangers they face while chasing a robbery. The detectives struggle for survival, and their moral dilemmas give the viewer moments of suspense and leave us asking what happens next. With great acting and a great story, you will lose track of time. Coda is a 2021 comedy drama film written and directed by Sean Heder. In the film, Amelia Jones plays a young girl named Ruby Rossi, the only hearing member of a deaf family. The story follows Ruby as she helps her family's fishing business and at the same time struggles to fulfill her dream of becoming a singer. Ruby's relationships with her family and her music teacher lead to emotional and funny scenes. Although the film is an English adaptation of the 2014 French film La Famille Bélier, I must say that it is as successful as the original. Sicario, Day of the Soldado is a 2018 action thriller film. The movie tells the story of a covert operation by the US government, suspicious that Mexican cartels are smuggling terrorists across the US border to start a war between the cartels. CIA agent Matt Graver recruits former hitman Alejandro Gillick, and the challenges and moral dilemmas the two face make the audience both tense and curious. If you are looking for a movie to relieve stress, this movie is for you.
Good luck. Luck doesn't live on this side of the border.
Adam Jones.
Adam Jones.
Adam?
One hoped you were dead.
Burnt is a movie about the rebirth of a chef who ruined his life with drugs, alcohol, and arrogance. Adam Jones won 2 Michelin stars in Paris, but then lost everything. He returns to London and decides to open a new restaurant to redeem himself and get a 3rd star. Along the way, however, he must contend with old enemies, debts, and his own ego. Complicating matters further is the romance that develops between him and his sous chef, Helene. Bradley Cooper's performance is outstanding in this movie that shows that cooking is an art.
The kitchen's the only place I've ever felt like I belonged.
Let's go!
That's good.
A Man Called Ove is a film in which you will witness the transformation of a man who has spent most of his life alone and unhappy, thanks to his new neighbors. Ove is a cranky and pessimistic 59-year-old old man with strict rules. However, Parvana and her family move into his neighborhood and start to add color to his life. The more Parvana learns about Ove's past, the closer he gets to him and the more he tries to connect him to life. Ove, on the other hand, witnesses Parvana lending a hand to many people in need and begins to feel different. A Man Called Ove is a wonderful film that both makes you laugh and sad, makes you question the meaning of life, and emphasizes the importance of human relationships.
Precis allting.
Antingen dör vi, eller så lever vi.
What the hell is your delay, Captain?
We're waiting, sir.
Waiting for what?
Private dust.
Hacksaw Ridge is a movie about a real-life hero who refused to fight in World War II but risked his life to save wounded soldiers. Desmond is a conscientious objector paramedic who insists on not carrying a weapon. For this, he is despised and ostracized by his friends and commanders. However, during the bloody conflict in Okinawa, he manages to single-handedly rescue 75 soldiers under enemy fire. For this brave act, he becomes the first unarmed medalist in American history. Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson and starring Andrew Garfield, is an impressive movie that reveals the brutality of war.
Go up there without you. Help me. You don't have to trust me.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
The Last Duel is a movie based on a real event in 14th century France. Jean de Carouges is a knight and war hero. Jacques Legris is his close friend and rival. The relationship between the two is disrupted by a problem. These close friends ask the king for permission to duel. The king accepts this request and declares the final duel. This duel will determine not only the lives of the two men, but also Marguerite's life. Because if Jean loses, Marguerite will be sentenced to death for lying. A gripping movie that reveals the struggle of women to be heard and the injustice of a male-dominated society.
The penalty for bearing false witness.
Sew him up.
What? I can't.
Sew him up.
You need to tell me what...
The Outfit is a movie about a dangerous game between a tailor and a gangster. Leonard is one of the best tailors in London who makes the best suits. However, because of a pain from his past, he flees to America and opens an ordinary shop in Chicago. Here, he attracts the attention of a young gangster named Richie and begins to sew clothes for his family. But Richie's uncle Francis is jealous of Leonard's talent and decides to kill him. Leonard learns of Francis' plan and is forced to fight for his survival. You won't be able to sit still as you watch the story of this tailor who finds himself in dangerous situations.
You look them dead in the eyes, and you pretend you're one of them.
This wonderful, elegant person. Our sons brought us together, actually. Come here, little dude.
A Simple Favor is the story of a mother investigating the disappearance of her friend. Stephanie is a widow who runs a vlog channel where she shares recipes and crafts. She meets Emily, the mother of her son's schoolmate Nikki, and quickly becomes close. One day, Emily asks Stephanie to pick Nikki up from school. Stephanie does so, but she never hears from Emily again. Stephanie wonders where Emily, who does not answer her phone calls and says that she has gone to Miami, is really, and goes after her. Meanwhile, she uncovers shocking truths about Emily's past.
Disappeared.
People do terrible things for their own reasons.
You thought you knew more than you were letting on.
We're first! Go around! Get a shot inside the car!
Hey, back away!
I got it, I'm back!
Will this be on television?
Morning news if it...
Nightcrawler is a movie about a man who videotapes nighttime events in Los Angeles and sells it to news channels. Lou Bloom is an unemployed and ambitious young man. One night he stumbles upon police reporters at an accident scene and becomes interested in their work. He buys himself a cheap camera and a walkie-talkie and starts making nighttime hits. He takes every risk to get to the scene first and sells the bloody footage to news channels. Lou makes a deal with a news director named Nina Ramina and tries to deliver the kind of shocking images she wants. But when he begins to cross the ethical boundaries of the job, Lou's life is in danger. Don't forget to add this thriller that shows the dark side of the media to your list.
But I don't know what to.
We're gonna find the person that drove that car.
Start filming!
Friends, today we have listed 20 very good movies that you should watch. I hope you like these movies and have the opportunity to watch them. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also write below the video which movie you are most curious about and how you felt when you watched it. I would be very happy if you share your ideas with me. See you in the next video. Bye!